genre.
In the world of Hollywood, movies get greenlit and redlit. They get remade and rebooted. But we are the ideal. I'm Sam Gasch, and you are listening to Ideal Remake. Thank you for listening to Ideal Remake. We take movies that either have been, will be, or should be remade and talk about what the ideal version of that remake would be. Some might say it's a topsy-turvy world, and maybe remaking a classic comedy from the 80s don't amount to a hill of beans. But this is our hill, and these are our beans. So Amanda, is The Naked Gun a movie that has been, will be, or should be remade?
The Naked Gun is a movie that has been remade, and I believe that the remake is out in theaters now.
It should be out 2 or 3 days after this episode drops.
Okay, great. I've seen more like celebrities posting about it. Like, I got to see this early screening, and they're really going to bat. I think friends of the creators are going to bat for this movie to get it promoted. So, should it be remade? I don't know. I have thoughts about that. I think that it could be remade, but I wish that it were being done I haven't seen it clearly. So
right.
The way that I would choose to remake this movie would be to take a very different approach.
Yeah, I assumed that we would be doing something like that, which is why I did a lot of things for casting.
Okay, great.
But yeah, it's interesting. Fundamentally, it's a movie about a cop. Uh-huh. And that's the sort of movie that, like, right now in modern times...
Do we need it?
Do we need that?
But we keep making it.
We do keep making it.
People keep watching them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will say this is a sort of movie that doesn't really glorify cops.
No.
But it does treat a cop as a hero, and therefore is still propaganda.
Right.
So, hard to say.
Yeah, I do think, obviously it's the original is satirizing that whole genre.
Yes.
I also didn't know that the original the film was based on a show.
It's a show that Leslie Nielsen was the star of.
It was 6 episodes. It was only 6 episodes.
It was only 6 episodes.
I believe so.
Interesting.
You can fact check me if you want, but I think...
I could, but won't. I choose to believe you.
I'm sure if I'm wrong, people will say something about it in the comments, but...
Podcasts don't have comments.
That's true.
Discord's in comments.
That's right. I think... but I hadn't realized that originally. I think I just thought that was interesting. It's like one thing begets another thing, which begets another thing. And,
right.
Would I do this movie again with Liam Neeson as the lead? Probably not.
No.
It feels like too much of a direct...
If you were trying to do like a 1-for-1 remake, I do think Liam Neeson is actually excellent casting.
Yeah, and I happen to really like Liam Neeson as an actor, and I think that Liam Neeson is funny. And I don't think that he always gets credit for being funny.
We've kind of always known that Liam Neeson was absolutely hilarious as an excellent straight man since he did that sketch with Ricky Gervais a decade ago.
Yeah, he was great in that, and he also had a cameo in Dairy Girls.
Oh, I did not know that.
He plays a detective in an episode of Dairy Girls, and he is playing very funny but very straight.
Yes.
Like, he is being comedic relief to their comedic relief. So, yeah,
he's so good at it because he knows it's very funny, but he's playing it the exact same way he plays every other character he does.
Yeah.
Like, he's very good.
Yes.
And so, like, I genuinely think that, like, I'm excited for the Naked Gun remake. I'm excited to watch it because I think that they did a lot of things correct. And, like, the early trailer where they're, like, paying tribute to, like, all the different people who came before, including the guy who's, like, playing the O.J. Simpson character. And it's I know this is problematic, but we gotta go with it.
Right.
Like, it's very self-aware, which is correct for this movie.
Yeah, I think it has to be, and I think that... First of all, I want to say, I watched this movie for this podcast. I had not seen it since I was a little kid.
Oh, interesting.
I had not seen it, and I couldn't have told you... There's, like, a couple of visuals I have in my kid memory, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you much. So it felt like I was watching it with fresh eyes. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, I think, how much holds up, and how much you're like, ugh, not good, but, like... Yeah, I had fully not realized that O.J. Simpson was in this movie.
Yeah. That's one of the, like, weird facts that I just, like, know. It's like, oh, the O.J. Simpson from all the different things. Hey, he's in the first one, but probably just the first one, right? No, he's in all 3.
Oh, is he?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to know, you have a magnet for Airplane on your fridge.
I do.
So I assume the Airplane is like one of your very favorite movies.
So I really enjoy Airplane. It is a movie I really, really like. I got that magnet from Meredith Mantic and Josh Amato host a like semi-regular like movie draft thing where we go in and like we pick a year and we take turns like drafting like a comedy, a drama, an action movie from like that year or in that style or with that actor involved. And I don't remember what the theme of the night was, but there were a couple like secret movies that if someone like picked this movie, Josh would like reach into a bag and he got a bunch of magnets printed at on Magnolia at the movie. Thank you, Be Kind, Rewind.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so he'd gotten the Airplane magnet printed up, and so I picked Airplane for my comedy because it's an incredible movie and everyone should love and appreciate Airplane. And he was like, "You did it!" And I got handed the magnet, so now I get a magnet.
I get it. Okay, great. Well,
so it's not improvised. Everything in that movie's scripted. It's crazy.
It's amazing, yeah. But I think, like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I assumed, so big Leslie Nielsen fan, and potentially big fan of, like, the creators who also did this movie. Right? Do you think this movie should be remade? Do you think it should have had the sequels that it had, and do you think it should have been remade?
So, I'll take a step back. This is only the second time I've ever seen this movie.
Okay.
I watched Airplane a lot as a kid because Airplane 2 was on Comedy Central, and then eventually I saw Airplane 1.
Okay, funny.
I first saw The Naked Gun. I was fairly new to LA. I'd started making friends, and I'd organized my first movie night of a bunch of different people I'd met, mostly doing background work. And I was like, all right, well, we're all going to come together, and we're going to watch a movie. We're going to watch Naked Gun. It's going to be fun. And the reason why I have a really strong memory of that night in particular is because that's the night Osama bin Laden was killed.
Okay.
So we're watching Naked Gun, and like an hour into the movie, we like get this news, pause it, and we're like, wait, what? Oh my God, this thing happened. Obama did it.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever saw this movie. And then the second time I saw it was this past weekend. And yeah, it's fun. Like, I'm aware of a lot of things about this movie. Do I think it should be remade? I think movies like this should be remade. Yeah. I think that one of the... Because especially when recasting movies like this, it's really, really difficult because there just aren't as many comedies made. Like, the era of 80s and 90s comedies has come and gone.
Well, the era of satirical films is kind of come and gone. Like, there was an episode, I believe, of the screenwriting... Well, it's Script Notes. I think Script Notes just did, not that long ago, an episode about how this genre of film is, like, essentially dead. Yeah. And so...
Well, how long has The Bear been winning Best Comedy at the Emmys? Despite the fact that literally everyone in town is like, that's not a comedy. Stop nominating it for comedy. Right. And now it's the most winningest comedy that's ever existed.
Which is crazy.
Which is an insult to comedy.
For sure. And I just adore The Bear. I need to be very clear. Like, I'm a big fan of the show.
That's great.
It's simply not a comedy.
Correct.
Like, it's just not.
Right.
So yeah, that's very frustrating. It's like, I think that we've gotten to the point where it's, you know, we got to get away from this nominating by time.
Well, we're
so far past 60 minutes versus an hour long versus half hour defining the genre of a show.
Especially a lot of streaming shows where one episode will be 30 minutes and one will be 55.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, and the way people look at comedy is like, well, comedy's not prestige, it's crass.
Also crazy.
And so because of that, because it's not cool, like action movies and like Marvel stuff, that's cool and makes money. But then like the stuff that doesn't make money are like the Oscar baity movies. So like those are like the two categories of movies, and like everything else has fallen away. Yeah. And I think The Naked Gun specifically should be remade. Mm-hmm. If that's what gets us going to start making more comedies, sure. Yeah. Whatever we need to do to make more comedies, great, I support it. That's kind of where I land.
Yeah, I'm really, really interested to see how this one does at the box office. Like, will people show up for this movie? Yes. I think people will show up for movies. I think I don't know how many... I'm so tired of seeing articles now that are just like, wow, people really showed up to the theater to go see a movie. It's like, yeah, they will.
Despite the fact that Barbie was incredibly funny and a huge blockbuster hit.
Yeah, and I mean, it's based on existing IP, but still, you know.
So is The Naked Gun, both versions.
Yes, but my point is that like at least Barbie wasn't a remake of a movie.
That's true.
You know, that's the difference here, I think. But Yeah, it's, Sinners is just gangbusters and not a comedy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, all these, like, weird, I just don't know, all of these, like, bizarre articles that come out every time people show up for a movie to see it in theaters. It's like, wow, this movie proves cinema isn't dead. It's like, it's not. People will go out, and they will go out to opening weekend of a movie, and furthermore, there are still movie stars.
Yeah, absolutely there are.
Like, so, I don't know why it feels to me like there's this weird... I'm tired of that discourse. Like, and now I'm discoursing about it. But, like,
sure.
I think it's the discourse that comes with the shock that people are still buying movie tickets is wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, literally, after we're done podcasting today, I'm going to go see Superman.
Yeah.
In a theater.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for it, but I'm still going.
Yeah.
I'm going to a WGA screening of it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's going to be great. I'm very excited.
Cool flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to do that every once in a while.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so all that being said, we really took a roundabout way to get here, but yeah, I guess let's get into it. How would we remake this if we were going to remake it?
I mean, I feel like we should do just a quick rundown of, like, because the movie basically is a joke machine. It is 85 minutes long, and the basic premise is that Lieutenant Frank Drebin is the best cop that's ever copped.
Yeah.
And the Queen is going to be in town. What town are we in?
Well, let's see. It's the Angels playing
it's
the
Los
Mariners
Angeles.
at the end.
Yeah,
So it's LA.
It is LA. So the Queen is going to be in LA, and someone is trying to kill her. But also Frank Drebin at the beginning of the movie takes out, like, he's in some town, and he takes out, like, a meeting of all of the biggest evil countries in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Some of them hold up. Some of them don't.
Some of them hold up.
None of the stereotypes are great, period.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's...
But also I've seen a lot worse stereotypes, and they could have gone way more exaggerated. If anything, it felt a little muted.
All right.
But, like, the moment where, like, Gorbachev is there, and, like, the way he takes out Gorbachev is he, like, puts him in a headlock and wipes off the scar.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's also like, yeah, it's Gorbachev.
Yeah.
We can make fun of Gorbachev.
Yeah, sure.
The random stereotypes of Middle Eastern countries a little bit less so.
Yeah, no, it's not great. But yeah, I think so that's where we start. He starts out by, it starts with an action sequence of, these basic, supervillains. And to be clear, I don't know who would be listening to this that didn't see the movie, but the whole thing is a send-up of the cop and detective trope.
Yeah.
He's basically, you said he's like the copyist of all cops, right?
And he takes that out, he comes back and basically like, oh, but he like did it wrong. And then like there's jokes and stuff along the way, like when he's being honored for doing this, he leaves his microphone on and goes to the bathroom and we have to listen to him peeing for a really long time, but that does make it very funny.
Yeah.
But then like he also like there's a lot of like cop jokes that don't hold up where like at the end of the movie when he's like being fired because he like messed something up again or he accused the wrong or like he did like his accusation didn't have enough evidence, like they're digging through his old stuff and he's like, oh, here's the evidence, I guess that person was innocent. And he's like, Frank, that guy went to the chair 2 years ago. Nah, well.
Yeah.
And like he has a line in the movie where he's like, oh man, I'm not going to be a cop anymore. The next time I shoot someone, I could be punished.
Yeah, but I think that's funny.
It is.
It's like it's a commentary, right? I think wrapped up within this. So, for the time that it was made, pretty woke, I guess.
Kinda, yeah.
So I think that there's only one Leslie Nielsen. Like what he does is so specific. He was 60 years old in this movie.
He was.
Yeah.
And the lady playing Jane Spencer was 40. Not as young as we thought she would be.
Honestly, 100%. I was watching it thinking like, wow, obviously it's supposed to be, it's all from his point of view, right? So
right.
She's super objectified, but I mean, for him being 60 and her being 40, they could have cast a 22-year-old.
Absolutely.
And it would have made sense with what they were trying to do. So I was like, mad respect. And she looks great. And
she absolutely does.
But
she could pass for much younger than she actually is.
She could, but I appreciate that. I guess I appreciated that about the movie.
Absolutely. Fully agree.
And so he's just so good. He's
yes.
so grounded and so funny, and there's never even a whisper of him like breaking. Mm-hmm. It was like very committed, and I think the magic is within that like straight man with physical, and her too, like her just running into shit and
she was very funny. Everyone in this movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
With the possible exception of O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
But like, so basically like a bunch of things go wrong, and the Ricardo Montalban is this bad guy who's like taking payouts from all the evilest countries in the world, and he wants to kill the queen as evidence of something. I don't remember why he wants to kill the queen. He just does. He's like taking this like several $million deal, and he's like, well, what if we hire an assassin? Well, if you can track an assassin, but what if the assassin doesn't know they're an assassin? It's like you hit a button on like a garage door clicker, and like it triggers something in someone's brain, and they become the assassin. They do all the different things they're supposed to be doing. We don't really get into that a bunch because I don't think we need to. And the shenanigans happen, and eventually, like, Frank Drebin is like, I saved the day. And he's like, you're back on the force. Yeah. Hooray. That's kind of the movie as it exists. So, like, we can certainly play around with the idea of some big, important person coming to Los Angeles, but I don't think we need to.
No, I think there's, like... I think this is one of those movies where it's like the plot doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. The plot is just a vehicle to get these characters...
Yes.
In from one tentpole situation to another.
Yeah.
You know?
We have a situation to make weird, great. Now we have another situation to make weird, great.
Yes.
Oh, we just got to he is constantly driving badly and getting into accidents with his car to the point where he pulls up to the police station, rear ends someone, his airbag goes off, and he gets out of his car and starts going inside, but he forgot to park his car, so the car just starts rolling away. And he's like, people are like, oh, this car, it's on fire. It's doing all these different things. He's like, oh my god, a car's on fire. And he starts shooting at what turns out to be his car. And the car just in neutral, just kind of like rolls down and away onto the street. And he's like, did anyone get the license plate number of that car?
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's just a completely random tangent bit, and it's great.
Yeah. I was watching this movie, and I've got a production background, and I'm just watching going like, man, oh man, this costs a lot of money for what it is, for a satire, right? For like a silly, they invested money in comedy, which is nice, right? Very nice to see.
Very much so. It's like the Blues Brothers thing where they're like, we're going to wreck 25 cars for this one scene, and then we're going to do it again with 30 cars later. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very funny. I think for me, the focus is like less. I would love to know your thoughts on like what the story could be, but I think it's very much about like who writes, directs, and acts in this movie. Yeah,
I think that's going to be really important. But like, purposes of the podcast, since we're producing it, I think like we could certainly play around with what's going to be happening in LA of like, oh, someone's threatening the Olympics. The Olympics are coming up. Someone's threatening them. I don't think the Olympics should be in LA. Let's get them out of here if we can.
Yeah.
They're already moving FIFA to Canada because it's not safe for people to travel here into the United States. And I agree. We should let them move the Olympics too.
Yeah.
Separate thought.
Yeah.
But like something like that, something quintessentially LA is being threatened by an outside force. I know we haven't experienced anything like that this year, so we're going to have to dig deep and come up with something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a joke, but we also could just treat it that way.
I was like, I'm just leaving that, and I'm like, I don't even want to fill that silence with anything.
So like one of the things about
pregnant pause.
Yeah, there's a pregnant pause because on the one hand, we could do the thing where it's like full satire of reality where these things are really happening, but I don't think a satire like that works while it's still happening.
Oh no, I think it's comedy's
tragedy
plus time, and we're still in the tragedy. Yeah.
So I feel like it needs to be something else. So I feel like the next question is, when do we want to set this? My pitch is obviously the present.
Yeah, present day I think works.
So then what could be something that's happening in LA that would potentially be threatened? And I think it could be very, like, we could be as stupidly silly as we're finally having the peace summit between East Coast and West Coast rappers. And it's happening in Los Angeles.
Yep, I think that is very funny. I think you could also have we want to punch up, right? And like celebrity is a great thing to punch at.
Yes.
So you could have an award show, right? Or you could have it be a show where celebrities are being given like humanitarian awards, right?
Do you want to be extremely meta?
Maybe.
They're finally filming a movie in Los Angeles again. and we have to protect it because because it like this movie has to be successful.
The first one to come back. The first one.
Otherwise, they'll never want to film a movie in Los Angeles ever again.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would play for people who still think all the movies.
I don't think. Yeah, I think that's funny for just people. Funny, sad.
Yeah.
People just in LA, but I do like the send up of it a little bit. I think the rappers thing to me is pretty funny. I think to make it work, you'd have to have it be real rappers.
Absolutely,
like they'd all have to be camoed.
Yeah, right? But I also don't think that's real anymore.
Yeah,
like that's very much a '90s thing.
Yeah,
it's like Biggie and Tupac are dead. Okay, great. Who gives a shit? Everything's on the internet now, so like East Coast, West Coast doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and a lot of people give a shit.
A lot of people give a shit. You're right.
A lot of people don't think they're even dead.
That's also true.
Yeah, but for the sake of what we're talking about.
For the sake of what we're talking, so which means that we're still living in the tragedy. It's too real, not enough time. Real.
Man, how are we going to find a tragedy that's not too real right now in this day and age?
Or isn't a tragedy yet? Because we also could do the award show thing, or we could do because the whole thing ends with a sports game. We could be like, LA has finally acquired its 5th football team. Like, this is the one that's going to matter, and we'll finally get people to care about sports. Yeah. We have to make sure this game goes off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Like, because we just got the Rams and the what else? So what's funny is that the movie is the Angels versus the Mariners.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are teams that don't play here anymore or exist. I don't think the Mariners is a team anymore.
Really?
I don't think so.
The Angels are, though.
The Angels definitely are, but they're not in LA. Because it was the Los Angeles Angels. That's why they're the Angels. Because it was the Angelinos.
Well,
and then they got moved.
Now it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah, well, sorta.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm so out of my element with this one. I didn't know the Mariners... Are we sure the Mariners isn't a team anymore?
Let's find out.
I'm almost positive that it's still the Seattle Mariners.
Mariners still exist. Seattle Mariners. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
It's like...
Look, neither of us knows enough sports.
I clearly know more than you do.
And I'm willing to admit that here today. Amanda, you know more about sports than me.
The Mariners don't exist. You're like, that's not a real team.
It's not. Who's even heard of that? It's like saying they're playing the Washington Generals.
I'm pretty sure it's a real team. Okay. That's very funny. Yeah, I think a big event is great. I think... Or it could be like a charity benefit that's happening, you know?
My charity benefit mind is like, well, it's going to be benefiting something sad.
I guess so, but I guess in my mind it could be like benefiting something that's like superficial because it's LA.
That's true.
You know? It's like, let's get together and pat each other on the back for all of these, for this cause that is like...
Victims of people who accidentally got served non-vegan food.
Yeah, something, like something like that, right? Yeah.
What's the opposite of a Met Gala?
The opposite of a Met Gala.
It's a LACMA Gala.
A LACMA Gala, yeah. Well, in theory, I was going to say it's the Independent Spirit Awards.
Sure.
You know, but that seems like a really good time.
Yeah. If we want to go super meta, it could be something that we think that the movie itself would like qualify for. So like that's why I was like doing an award ceremony, and this movie Naked Gun is being nominated for all the things.
It's like a Cannes Film Festival, but at the end of it, everybody breaks the fourth wall and does an acceptance speech for the movie they're in.
Yeah. Something like that. I think that's more fun.
Okay.
What are the big film festivals that happen in Los Angeles? Because, there are a lot of film festivals that happen here, but none of them are, the big ones.
No, I mean, it would have to be like the Oscars, which is not a festival.
No.
But it is an award show.
Yeah.
And I feel like Cannes, for people that aren't in the industry, they probably just think of it as an award show, too. It's like screenings and...
I think the Oscars is correct, because I think what we can do is that we can make the Oscars this huge deal, and we can talk about... We can just exaggerate the importance, but also exaggerate the hassle that goes into it.
Yeah.
And, we can talk about the great tragedies of Oscars past, of, this person winning, that person winning.
Yes.
Of,
you could parody, outfits
day.
that are being worn up to stage. You could parody moments that, someone tripped, when, what's her name from Silver Linings Playbook?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you. J-Law. Listener, Sam filled me full of toast and eggs before we recorded this. and now I just want to take a nice little snooze.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's so good. I just feel like very at ease and comfortable, and now my brain isn't clicked on yet.
That's
still.
fine. I was having trouble thinking of the movie that Emma Stone was in that was actually called out as the Oscar winner. I was trying to think of the La La Land Moonlight thing.
Yeah. But something like that, like you could have those moments that people did see.
What you can do, it's do you know that moment in Kingsman where he's like puts up all the newspaper articles of just the most mundane things?
Yes.
We do the opposite of that of like, here are all the tragedies where we, the police squad, failed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, I think that's really funny. Yeah, they're responsible for the misreading of Moonlight.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like, yeah, all of these great like Hollywood failings that are actually cops.
That man who won an award kissed Halle Berry.
Yeah.
We will never fail like that again.
Yes. It's like cops taking accountability for the first time in LA.
Yeah. Well, and then we find out that they're doing it because there's an award this year
for best accountability.
Best accountability, and we, the LAPD, are the most deserving of this award.
Yeah.
Just look at the amount of settlement payouts we've had to make this year. It's the most we've ever had to pay in any previous year. That's accountability, baby.
That's accountability, bro. Yeah, I think like
that's it. That's the joke.
There's a fun intersection of celebrity culture and problematic police in LA, and like I think that's ripe for parody. I think for us it's like a fertile ground.
I think you're correct. Now we'll get to this eventually, but one of the things that I thought was important to kind of separate us from the remake that's coming out in 48 hours is I gender swapped my lead character. I actually gender swapped a lot of my characters.
You have to.
You have to.
But furthermore, I think that's like that to me. That what I was gonna do if you didn't just kick off with that was come in and say, all right, Sam, we've done this now. You've done this show with me now a few times. Like, what do you think that the first thing I would do?
Gender swap,
which would be gender swap it. I think that is the move that I would want to see with this movie being redone. I adore I can't remember his name, Liam Neeson. I don't want to see another. We've got Leslie Nielsen being wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't need to see another older white guy playing this part unless he is full. I mean, I guess it's hard because he is the butt of the joke, but I want to see a different approach to it.
Yeah. That said, I like what they did with aging up the Jane Spencer character. Like, making that Pamela Anderson, I actually think is good. We'll see how that plays out.
Right.
But fundamentally, I think that is a very self-aware, smart choice.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. But we'll see how it goes. I kind of gave my Lieutenant Francine Drebin a little bit of a boy toy. I gave her a himbo.
Okay.
But we'll come back to that.
All right.
In terms of like big set pieces, like obviously our big assassination is going to be going on at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And we can throw in as many celebrity cameos as we want, a la Last Action Hero.
Or the studio.
Very much so. And we get to just kind of like play around with whoever's available and wants to get to have one good joke in the movie.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Everyone loves that.
Yeah.
What else needs to happen leading up to that? I think all of our series of failures need to be whoever's supposed to be hosting the Oscars this year being taken out. I think it just needs to be the only people who die are the people who are supposed to be hosting the Oscars, and so every single time it's scrambling to find the new replacement host.
Next host. Yeah. And maybe that's like we're hot on the trail of who keeps taking out every Oscars host.
Yes.
Too. That could be part.
So then that leads to the question of what is the villain motivation? Why do they not want the Oscars to be happening in LA? What are they trying to do?
They feel like they got snubbed one year.
That's an option.
Okay, so who is someone that would be that has been nominated for the Oscar a lot that hasn't gotten it? That would be a very fun celebrity stunt cast.
Oh, I don't know. You definitely have someone in mind. I don't know where you're going.
I have two people in mind, I think.
Because it can't be like Leonardo DiCaprio. He got his Oscar.
He did, but it took a while.
It did.
What about Scorsese?
Has Scorsese never gotten an Oscar? That can't be right. Has he never?
Did he just get it recently?
he has won the Academy Award once for the crime thriller The Departed.
Okay.
So his first win was in 2006.
Okay.
10 of his films have been nominated, but only The Departed has won.
Okay. I mean, it could be something like... It doesn't have to be him, but I think something like that. Like, we could look up who's been nominated, like, the most but has never won. I feel like there's gotta be...
I think that's a really easy take for our Ricardo Montalban character.
Yes.
But I think that because, like, basically the whole idea is that, like, Ricardo Montalban is, like, kind of getting paid off by this, but, like, it's personal for him. But I feel like the people who can be paying off Ricardo Montalban is a city that's been trying to, like, get the Oscars, because if they keep failing in LA, it means you got to do them in a different town. And what town needs more spectacle than Las Vegas?
Oh, I love that. Glenn Close has been nominated 8 times and never won.
That's pretty good.
And I love Glenn Close as a villain in literally anything.
How many Emmys does Glenn Close have? 3 Primetime Emmys, 3 Tonys, 3 Golden Globes, and 2 Screen Actor Guilds. So she's Emmys, Tonys, Golden Globes.
So she's so close to an EGOT.
She's so close to an EGOT.
And that Oscar is in... I'm like, listen, do you tell me you don't want to see Glenn Close on stage as the villain at the Oscars having her villain speech wherein she talks about how close she is to an EGOT and the Oscars...
She only has 2. She doesn't have a Grammy.
She's so... At the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of the movie, we show her winning a Grammy.
Winning a Grammy, and this is how there's a producer or somebody, right, is like, okay, and we're out, and they're like interviewing, and she's like accepting her Grammy or something in the background.
And it gets overshadowed
for like a best new
outstaged.
musical, like she's in like a musical or whatever, and she
has been nominated for 3 Grammys. Do you want to know what they are?
Glenn!
In 1985, she was nominated for Best Spoken Word Album, The Real Thing with Jeremy Irons.
Okay.
And then in 1988 and 1989, she was nominated for Best Recording for Children with The Emperor and the Nightingale and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. At which point, she stopped trying for a Grammy. So it's been
I think
36 years.
I think at the top of this movie, she is... You know, maybe we give the love interest.
I disagree. I think we do it this way, where we spend the whole movie with her trying to get an Oscar, and at the end of the movie, she gets an Oscar, and she's like, it's great! I finally have an EGOT! And then someone walks over and goes, you also don't have a Grammy. What? End of movie.
I don't know, man. I just want to see her... I want to see her villain soliloquy.
Yes, I think she should have that. And
so you were still saying that she is still a villain in
Oh,
this
absolutely.
scenario.
I think we should be pitching her as the villain. I think the villain is great. I think that's amazing. I think that's better than who I have as my villain, who was the hardest thing for me to cast. And I think it's really funny if she spends this whole movie trying to get her Oscar. And at the end of the movie, she's being arrested, but she gets an award.
For best villain speech.
Yes.
At the end of the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she does this whole thing. She's like, I did it! I finally have my EGOT! And then they let her know.
Goldberg is like,
girl,
bitch, you never won a Grammy?
You've never gotten a Grammy.
And she's like, ah.
Yeah. And then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah. We gotta do that.
I love that. I love Glenn Close as the villain for this and like for anything. She's so good, and I think she's like also very funny.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Fantastic. Like, we will do that. That's extremely funny.
I love it.
Okay. So, that's kind of our villain arc, and getting paid by Vegas because Vegas wants everything to go wrong because they're getting Comic-Con, they're getting this, they're getting that, they're getting the Sphere. Basically, they want everything to go to Vegas because if it's cool and happening, they want it to happen in Vegas because people aren't gambling anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the kids don't think losing all their money in a single weekend is cool, so we gotta give them something else.
Yeah. Yeah, millennials have killed the gambling industry.
That's right. The millennials have killed the gambling industry. Exactly that.
Yeah.
And, okay, so then, theoretically, like, the Jack Spencer character or the Jane Spencer character is going to be our Glenn Close's assistant.
Yeah, she has to be assistant or publicist.
I think publicist is funnier.
Yeah, I think, and then she knows her really well, and she's setting her up to... Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because she's literally doing campaigning, and award season is her is her big time.
Well, we also can, like, it's the publicist. The reason why Glenn Close is setting the publicist up with the detective is because the publicist is going to post about everything they're doing.
Yes.
So the way that Glenn Close is spying on the detective is just, well, the publicist is posting it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know I was spying on you. It's like, you posted our itinerary and the exact plan and the evidence wall, and you wrote #evidence wall.
You're like, yeah. And she's like, keeps like laying out clothes for him.
Yeah.
You know, or they keep like, whoever it is, right, keeps like setting up, you know, get everybody's in on it, right? Wardrobe's in on it. You know, the stylist is in on it. You could make this like, you could go like a henchman route if you wanted to, and be like other people that are in on it, and she's the lead. This publicist character, he, she, they.
Sure.
Played, yeah. I think that's very funny.
It's also funny if they're the publicist and, like, no matter where they are, little assistants and people are running up and, like, we're clearing this thing. Yeah, great. And it's just, like, this person's, like, completely devoted themselves to, like, Frank Drebin, but, like, has this legion of people who work for them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, yeah, they're interns, but they don't matter.
Yeah.
They're not real.
They're expendable. I also think there's so many fun things that is in terms of, I mean, there's so much physical in this movie in the original.
Yeah.
You have to, it's like, it's a great place for physical gags. Like, if you have it at Hollywood and Highland, you can have them just like fall down the stairs. Like every time, you know, like all of those stairs, like leading up to the Dolby, it's like people just like, and they just keep falling, and you just do it so that it looks like they're falling down 50 flights of stairs.
Well, you know what we have to do? We have to have some sort of fight scene at the stunt training academy.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking some kind of, I guess one of my favorite things about the other Naked Gun is the date montage of all the things they do on their date,
yeah,
you know,
and they're like one date.
Yeah, and they're like one date, but and they get matching tattoos, and it's like all that, and you know, down at the beach. But I think you could do that at like Hollywood landmarks. You could have like,
absolutely,
and like Madame Tussauds, like all the wax figures.
And you have to do it in an order where they're as far apart as possible. They have to go from Burbank to Long Beach, to back to Hollywood, back to Santa Monica, and it needs to be in that order.
Yeah,
and like at some just never. It's one of those things where I would say never comment on it. It's just something that everyone in LA is just like, no, and it's just making everyone mad. And they're like, and I can't believe we did all of those destinations in that order on purpose.
Yeah,
and then you just move on, and that's it.
Yeah,
that would be great, love that, because that is such a fun sequence.
It's just all over the place. You could have them do like the Universal Studio tour, and you know, and you could have them the tram and see.
You could have them getting a caricature done on Venice Beach, and then you cut to them on a Universal Studios like Minions ride or whatever, where they're getting a caricature done of them on the Universal.
Like every single place they go, they get a caricature.
Yeah,
like in all of their dates, it's just them getting a caricature all over town. They're like the Americana at Brand, and for whatever reason,
and then
there's
see
a caricature artist,
a wall of all the caricatures, and then they're getting a caricature done of them standing in front of the wall of all of the caricatures.
Yeah.
That is what you have to do. Them's the rules.
Yeah, them's the rules. Keep heightening until everything dies.
Yep. We're going to kill so many jokes today.
So many. But yeah, I think I want to see all of that, all those shenanigans happen around the city. And yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. And we have to have so let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Basically, the way they're setting up jokes like this in the movie, like when I rewatched this movie with some friends, my friend Cam was like, well, you got to make it Marshawn Lynch. And I'm like, I appreciate that idea, but I actually, is that what you did?
No, I have another pitch though.
Yeah, I didn't go with that either. Because what I think the funniest thing about this is that the reason why they went with O.J. Simpson, the reason why O.J. Simpson's in this movie is because he's like one of the most famous people at the time anywhere. It's like, oh my God, it's the most famous guy. And they keep like taking him out and putting him out of commission, so he's basically not in the movie.
Right.
And I think it's very funny how we keep having opportunities where we could have this most famous person like ever. So I think we should cast one of the most famous people and then set that person up to get taken out, and they're basically not in the movie. And it's like, okay, they're doing better. And then they get taken out again and they're not in the movie.
Interesting. Okay, I still picked an athlete because I thought it'd be a nice homage to the original.
That's fine.
But who's the most famous person for you?
I mean, we'll get to that when we do casting. But like in terms of like taking the person out of like theoretically, because like what's happening is Detective Nordberg was the one investigating this first, and then got super taken out, and then is like recovering at the hospital, and because he got taken out, that's why Lieutenant Frank Drebin is is in on this case. And I think that like works as our like instigating like our like character motivation, like that's why we're going with this. And I feel like that kind of works. Like I don't think we have a real need to change that, but I think we can like whatever the set piece is like instead of tracking the bad guys down to the pier, where should we be tracking the bad guys down to this time? And because I feel like this time it could be Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think Scientology Celebrity Center. Who wants something kind of iconic? Well, we're tracking down to the pier at the very, very beginning of the movie. You're asking where we start.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the
Where
movie.
do we start?
La Brea Tar Pits.
I mean, then of course then you get to have the joke of they fell into the La Brea Tar Pits, and over the course of the movie, we're slowly chiseling them out and cutting them out of and we're finally going to get them out. It's going to be fine, and then they get stuck in some other thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen much set at the Tar Pits, but I think
certainly
it's like
not recently.
Yeah, certainly not recently, but I think that it's such a weird, funny place for someone to get like hurt.
Yeah,
that's what I keep thinking about with this movie. Is like where are the creative action sequences that I have not necessarily seen yet. In my mind, I'm like, tar pits is funny because of
you're
tar
correct.
Pits.
And because then you can completely cover the person in tar so that they don't actually have to be in the movie. And then we drill down enough holes so that they can breathe and we can speak to them. Frank, you gotta do the thing! Yeah. Or
they're like slowly chipping away at them in the hospital bed or something.
Yeah. But we gotta be really careful. Like, I think that's great. I think the tar pits is perfect. It's exactly what we want. It's a really good heightening of the original joke. Perfect. Of all of these different like things shot, this, that, the other thing, and then finally at the end they fall into the tar pits.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we get them out?
You can't.
Well, we got them out, but we got out a block of tar.
Yeah. It's also nice to like Encino Man.
Absolutely.
Which yeah, I think that's fun. I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. And yeah, I'm trying to think. When I was thinking about remaking this, I was like, I wasn't hell-bent on it being set in LA, but I was thinking like, well, it makes sense that it would stay set in LA.
Yeah.
And then my next step from there is always like, okay, well, this is an action-driven movie. I love a good action sequence. I love fantastic blocking and stunt work. And so I'm always thinking like, okay, what's something recognizable that we haven't seen a billion stunt scenes set at, like utilizing? And I think the tar pits is a good.
I think the tar pits is good. When Kevin Mostiller was on to remake The Rocketeer, what I ended up having us do for our big set piece, because in that movie they blow up the Hollywood sign.
Yes.
And what I ended up having us do was I had the Rocketeer go and take the Ferris wheel from Santa Monica Pier and use that as like a flaming thing to throw at the enemies.
Yes.
Which was a very fun thing to do, because if you have a rocket pack and you can just turn that into a big rocket thing. And so it's like taking these different elements of like, if you think about it, they are these big famous landmarks. And like I feel like the water tower at the Warner Brothers studio is a big one, and like stuff like that. Like you don't need the Hollywood sign to the point where you can even say, hey, we don't even need the Hollywood sign, and then someone shows up carrying a giant O and they're like, and then you just slowly show them walking away with the same thing.
Yeah. We don't have the money.
We can't afford the Hollywood sign.
And shit. Just like slowly backs off stage. With it. Yeah, that's funny.
Because one of the big things that this and Airplane does really, really well is the bunch of jokes happening in the background.
Yes.
That like if you're taking the whole screen, you're just like, wait, what's going on? Like the luggage coming off of the airplane at the beginning when it's just landing just hard down on the ground. It's great. It's perfect. There's like at the baseball game, there's always weird stuff happening. It's just really good. And like it's LA. There's weirdos everywhere.
Yeah, I think Airplane and this movie too, it's like if you took, I think writing it, it's like this is like writing animation. It's like making animation. It's closer to that than almost anything else, because it's verbally very joke dense. It's like boom, 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 boom. But there need to be elements happening in the foreground, in the background, like at the same time. And so it feels like something you'd need boards for.
Yes.
To also 100%. Show, like, all right, this is what's happening here. Is this strictly visual gag. I would love to read the script for this, because I haven't. I think it'd be a really interesting script to read, to see like how much of that was in the scripted version versus how much was like.
I mean, if this is like Airplane, like I've listened to interviews about Airplane, they talk about how every single joke in that movie is on the page.
Yeah, and it seems like it is.
Yeah.
People who say it's like you don't know how improv works. Like
correct.
You have to So many of those. So
you
many
can't
of the
improvise luggage landing outside of a plane.
Right.
That has to be planned so far in advance.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like a well-oiled machine.
And oftentimes, like, what makes performances like Leslie Nielsen's performance in this so good is that, I'm going to take another step back. There was a movie, I want to say it was called St. Vincent, years ago, that came out with, like, Melissa McCarthy in it.
Yes, it had Melissa McCarthy and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It's wonderful. It's really, really good. And I think Melissa McCarthy had just come off filming Identity Thief or something.
Yeah.
And it was, which is a super improv intensive movie.
Yeah.
And I was listening to an interview with the director of that, and he was like, no, there is no improv in this movie. Just do the lines as scripted.
Yeah.
And just deliver it as this. And just like, apparently just like the relief she felt of like, okay, I don't have to engage that muscle for the whole time.
Yeah.
I can just take it as, like, I can trust that it's going to be very funny, whatever I'm going to say.
Yep.
And I don't need to worry about also making sure that I'm bringing everything to the table, because it's not you.
Yeah.
It's a script. Trust that the script is very funny, and we'll go from there.
Yes. Yeah.
And if we decide to do a funny one afterwards, fine, but we're not going to use it.
Mm-hmm. And the movie is funny, and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a well-oiled machine where everything matters because it was all written down ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need to make this the greatest Naked Gun that we've ever seen?
Well, we need a good script and a good director.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But I meant, like, for our purposes of, like coming up for, like, what we're pitching and presenting, or should we move on to casting?
Well, we need big set pieces, which we've talked about. We need joke on the page.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm not gonna. I didn't write down a knock, knock joke.
I thought maybe you had.
No, that would have been very smart, but I didn't. I did not write any jokes down ahead of time.
No, that's fine. I think that's a lot of work for what we're doing. We don't have to write this movie. We can bring whoever we want to write it. But yeah, I think we got our location, we got our time period. We know that we're going to need a lot of jokes. We know we need action set pieces in unique locations, which we have. I think those are the foundational elements. Is there anything we know we don't want in this one? Do was in the last one, other than stereotyping?
We don't want stereotyping in this movie. I don't think we should be making the cops look good. I think we need to be calling out how stupid and dumb the cops are, kind of like the whole movie. And I feel like that's going to be a recurring joke to the point where people are sick of it, and then we bring them back around on it. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's kind of what we need. I think we've pitched our villain motivation, our hero motivation, our like side character motivation.
I also want running gags of things. Like, I want to constantly see driverless car, like people, like I want to see one person trapped in a driverless car that keeps popping up throughout the movie.
Yes,
like
great.
Just a person in a Waymo who throughout the entire movie keeps pulling up and is just like, I can't leave this car, and the car just like takes off again.
Great, love it. That's amazing. What I want to do is, because we're in Los Angeles, anytime we're at an iconic location, I need them to be interrupting the filming of another movie that's happening at that location.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because it's LA. So, like, everything else needs to be happening in and around town of, like, oh, we're at Santa Monica Pier, this other movie's happening. Yeah. Or we're in Venice Beach, the Barbie characters skate past.
Yeah.
Like, I think because LA has been filmed, every inch of LA has been filmed, I feel like any scene can have a button of the other movie that happened exactly here.
Yeah.
And it might even not be something that you expect. Like, I think it could then be funny of, like, we're in, like, downtown at an apartment, and it's like, here we are in New York. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they keep bumping into crew members.
Yeah.
Like, they're, like, back, like, he's, like, doing a walk and talk or whatever, you know, and he, like, runs into a grip or something like that.
Yeah, and
you think the grip is for the movie that you're watching, but it's for a different movie that's filming adjacent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's so funny of, like, dude, we're in the middle of the scene right now. We're going to have to do this take again. Of like, no, man, I'm filming this. It's like, oh, no. Then what are we supposed to do? I don't know. This whole thing this whole interaction is in the script. Is that true?
Yeah.
Pulls out script. The entire interaction is in the script. That's crazy. Well, I guess if we're doing everything correctly, we should just keep going.
It's very Mel Brooksian.
Yes.
I think, and it could be like, hold for airplane, and then just somebody walks by with a poster of airplane for like a... for like a classic movie feature.
That's very funny.
Like that kind of thing.
That's extremely funny.
I think that people will love this or hate it. That's fine.
And I'm here for both.
Great. Perfect.
I'd love to see a chase scene between two food trucks.
Yeah, that's funny. And they're both making the same thing.
Yeah.
They're both doing like Korean taco barbecue fusion.
Uh-huh. And like, as the chase scene is happening, they're like serving people, like they get to a stop sign, here you go, and then the chase scene keeps going.
Yeah.
And like you even could do the thing where it turns out one of the like the police sting is in the food truck, and they put the siren, not siren, the flashing light thing.
Oh yeah. Will they put their lights on?
Their lights on top of the food truck, and so that's where the chase is happening. But it's still a food truck.
Yeah, they still got orders to make.
Absolutely.
That's pretty funny.
There's got to be other LA things. The only other thing we haven't really talked about is
it's like a chase scene, and this same chase scene in traffic and stuff, LA traffic, but like they pull into the In-N-Out line.
Yeah.
And they're just trapped in the In-N-Out line for like 45 minutes.
And while they're in the In-N-Out line, slowly inching forward, they're still shooting at each other.
Yeah.
Just in the In-N-Out line, and just like everyone else, like the Prius behind them takes a shot in the window, and they're just like, ugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. The only thing we haven't really talked about that's like a very LA thing are like the costumed characters on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes. Which works because it's at Hollywood and Highland where Dolby is.
Yes. We also get the opportunity of, we finally got you! We got the villain! Oh no, it's just their...
Oh, they're double... You keep turning people around.
Yeah.
It's like just their lookalike or whatever.
Right, which, it's a joke from Spaceballs, but it's a very good joke, especially... And like, we just do it a little bit differently. In Spaceballs, it's, we got their stunt doubles!
Yeah. Yeah.
But I absolutely still think a fight scene needs to happen at the like stunt academy, and it's just like this crazy convoluted like fight scene like throughout the entire academy.
Yeah, but it's super safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like padding being put down, and like you get to see all the different things. It's the Penn and Teller thing of like sometimes knowing how a magic trick works makes it even better.
Yes.
And just like people just doing the craziest stunts they can in the safest way possible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think you know that episode of Arrested Development where Andy Richter is playing quintuplets?
Yeah.
And he's like, he grabs him and he throws him up against the wall. And he's like, but it's his stunt double brother. And he's like, it just looks dangerous. He's in complete control of the situation. And Jason Bateman just like slowly sidles out of the, anyway.
Yeah, because like he's holding himself
he's
there.
Holding him up.
And then Jason Bateman just moves, but like Andy Richter's still there just holding himself in place.
Yes, it's a lot of that. It's like the safest stunts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're in a stunt fight that's like not a real fight, basically.
To the point where one of the main characters leaves, but like the other half of the fight still looks like it's happening perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, for sure. What other LA tropes are we missing? Like we're missing like
it's
the
just
vapid Beverly Hills
Jay Leno
stuff.
Keeps driving by in a classic car.
Yeah, well, the cars keep getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
Yeah, Angeline,
and the Beverly Hills just vapid, overly sized sunglasses of it all.
Yeah.
That one's overly done because that's theoretically like punching down like LA's like this, but like no, it needs to be like LA's actually like this.
Really, really specific.
Yeah,
I think it's it's the things that we love, right? It's all silly. It's all just like silly.
You also can make the joke of like the bad guy escaped. They made it to the valley. We'll never find them.
Yeah.
Nothing ever films there.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're just pitching bits. Let's do casting.
Okay, great.
We got to talk about who we cast as our new Francine Drebin.
Okay, so I have kind of I have an easy and I have an interesting.
Okay.
Okay. So to me, the easy that is gender swapped but makes sense would be Charlize Theron.
Sure. Okay.
I think she's suave. She's cool because he's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? He is. He's like super self-assured, and
he's cool because he's confident.
He's cool because he's confident. You know, she is not considered like, I mean, she's like the most beautiful woman ever, and she's awesome. But she's not considered like a young Hollywood actress anymore. Right. And so
not like when she was in Arrested Development.
No, like yeah, for sure. It's like I'm just like putting all of Arrested Development into this movie. But yeah, I think that but I think that makes sense now. So I did like more like a duo because I'm like what makes sense and would be very entertaining and would I think sell Charlize Theron as the lieutenant, and the love interest would be John Hamm.
Interesting. Okay.
To me, makes sense.
Absolutely.
Looks good on paper. They're two attractive people who can do like kind of act like she can do actiony stuff. We've seen that from her. She can like deliver a line and be silly. Yep. And he is hot and funny. That's true. Like I think that to me like makes sense.
Great. I think those are both very clever, good ideas.
Here's what I would like to see though, and like maybe be like a little more interesting. I think for the lieutenant, somebody that I haven't seen do this exact type of role, but I know can do comedy, would be like Ayo Edebiri.
Okay.
Ayo?
Ayo. I think it's
Ayo Edebiri.
Yeah.
She's funny, and I think that she is very physical in her performances. Like, I think that she's very expressive and emotive. I have not seen her do this before.
Right. Okay.
But I think that this is like, this would be like, if I were still an actor, right? This would be like the part of a lifetime. You could like fully commit, and you get to be, you get to be really silly, but it's in like a very controlled way.
Yeah.
And I love her, and I think that she's funny, and I would like to see this from her. I also think something that would be more on brand would the actress that plays Kunk on Earth.
Oh, Philomena Kunk.
That character, that's the character. Yeah. I don't know what the actress name, but I think there's an element of that type of delivery to this character if we do it that way. So I don't know. I didn't have what we can get into like supporting, but do you know what I mean? It's like I kind of want to see, like, if you're gonna. I think there's two approaches. I think there's like, all right, here's a pretty straightforward approach. These are the traits from the character that we just kind of repackage. So I think like Charlize makes sense. That she's like self-assured.
Yep.
She's super calm, but I kind of want to see someone who is maybe a little more neurotic, a little more bumbling.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to nominate Ayo Edebiri when she is one of the most winningest comedies that's ever won anything, which
Your
is
favorite
of course
comedy,
The Bear.
Yeah. But Ayo's funny.
She is. I know that because I saw her in the comedy Bottoms, where she is the straight man lead.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's extremely funny.
She's super funny. She can deliver a line in earnest.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think that's a good quality for this character. I think that's where a lot of the funny lies with them.
Absolutely.
I also think there's something sort of fun and funny about her. Doesn't have an imposing stature.
No.
Right? I think that she's
5'6.5". Like
Charlize, I think, is much taller than that.
I think so. Charlize Theron might be taller than me.
Yeah. So, so I don't know. I'm super out all over the map, but I would like to see, my instinct with this is to do something different, which is to cast someone that is not at all like Leslie Nielsen.
Yes, I think Charlize Theron and I are the exact same height.
How tall are you?
5'9" and 3/4.
Okay.
I've been told my whole life I'm 5'10", and then I went to a doctor and they're like, "You're just shy." And
That's
I'm like,
rude.
Okay.
That's rude.
Does this help me at all?
That's rude.
So I'm just shy of 5'10".
Why would they do that to you at this point in your life?
I don't know.
What could be gained from it?
I don't know. But, like, you know how there are some people who are like, there's something that is slightly infactual and therefore I must correct it? Yeah. I think it was one of those sorts of people.
Nah, get a new doctor.
Boy, would I... I have a lot of thoughts about the kind of doctor service I've had in this city, but that's another conversation.
Put it in a movie.
No. So, the person who I have for my Lieutenant Frank Drebin, there's things I made similar and there are things I made different. Because I went with an older actress, because I think part of that's a little bit funny of, like, she's just been getting away with this her whole career, and it's just, like, she's clearly the person with, like, the experience, but you also get that element of this person has been a dramatic actress for basically her entire career. So that's what we expect from her. So when she's also extremely funny, it kind of hits us off guard and is therefore even funnier.
You're not pitching Meryl, are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
Pitching someone a little bit younger than
I'm
her.
like, the Gull.
Yeah, no.
Could she do it? Yes. Meryl could play every role in this movie.
Look, we're all here for that. And when we then cut to the credits of this movie, it is Meryl playing every role in this movie.
That's really funny.
The joke reel at the end of the movie is it's like for all of the like goofs and like mess ups, but every single character is played by Meryl.
And there's not a mess up one.
Not a mess up one. She does it perfectly.
The blooper reel is just it's just
Meryl being like better at every single role than everyone who was in the movie, and it's just great and perfect.
The blooper reel is just room tone.
But no,
okay.
The person who I wanted is someone who we've been seeing perform since she was young, and now kind of has the reputation of being kind of like the hard-ass, tough lady.
Okay.
Which is kind of the character she plays in Wonder Woman and Blade Runner 2049. Which is very different from the character when she was Princess Buttercup in Princess Bride.
Okay.
I went with Robin Wright.
Okay. I do love that.
And, like, it is kind of, like, the background of Leslie Nielsen is he was in a lot of these detective things, and then they made him be in a detective one that was funny.
When does Robin Wright do comedy?
She doesn't.
Oh, okay.
That's the idea. That's
the
what
whole
I'm
thing.
suggesting.
Okay.
Of like, she's had this career of not doing comedy. And so now it's like you get to go in with that expectation of like, she is the serious, hard-ass detective. Delivering the absolutely most ridiculous lines you've ever heard.
Can I counterpitch?
Yeah?
This might be another way to expand the Renaissance.
The Renaissance?
Catherine Hahn.
Oh. Yes, except if Catherine... So I thought about that. The problem is that if it's Catherine Hahn, we expect her to be funny. She's incredible. She's so funny. She's excellent.
Do we need to not expect her to be funny?
But that isn't what the original Naked Gun is. The original Naked Gun is a spoof of these things. It's someone coming in and being... of, like, subverting the expectations we have of that actor.
Leslie Nielsen didn't do comedy before?
No. Like, the whole thing before he did Police Squad... Like, here, I'll pull him up.
Okay.
You know what? I very well might be wrong. But, like, prior to that, he's in something called Nuts, which is a drama thriller. He's in Home is Where the Heart Is, which is a comedy. He's in Soul Man, which is a comedy. He's in The Patriot, which is not a comedy. He's in Creepshow, which is a comedy fantasy horror. So you know what? That's the impression that I've always had. Oh, okay. No, I'm so sorry. This Naked Gun came out before Airplane. I'm sorry, 8 years after Airplane. What's he in before Airplane? He's in City of Fire, action drama. The Mad Trapper, comedy. Amsterdam Kill, action crime drama. So, like, he did a lot of these things, but it would seem as though I'm wrong, and he is in the occasional comedy.
Okay.
But pretty much they were...
The point can still stand. Yeah,
the point is that the point of casting him in Airplane and then eventually Police Squad is that it was... I mean, he's in the Poseidon Adventure, where it is a subversion of expectations of this guy is the drama guy, and now we're putting him in ridiculous things, and that's kind of why I wanted to go with Robin Wright, because that is the subversion. Because, like, I don't think she has ever done comedy. And I'm sure she could. She's Robin Wright. And that's why, like, we wouldn't expect it from her. In 2009, she was in The Private Lives of Pippa Lee as Pippa Lee, which is a comedy drama romance. But I'm going to go on a limb and guess that might have been in a little bit of a downturn. In 2005, she's in something called Sorry Haters, which is a drama thriller.
Yeah, she's pretty consistently not in comedy. Not that she's not in comedy, but she's...
I mean, in 2000, she was in something called How to Kill Your Neighbor's Dog, which is a comedy drama.
Hilarious.
So fun. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of the idea I had behind that casting. She's in a Robin Williams movie none of us have ever heard of called Toys from 1992.
Oh my god, I know Toys.
Oh, I've literally never heard of this.
Toys is super bizarre and absurd and funny.
Well, she's Gwen Tyler in Toys.
Okay.
Like, I think Catherine Hahn would be very good at this. I think she would be doing the exact same character that she does as Agatha all along. Like, I think that there is an argument to be made for Charlize Theron, for Ayo Brie. I think there's an argument to be made for Catherine Hahn. I think there's an argument to be made for Robin Wright. Let's fill out the rest of the movie, and then we'll come back to it.
Okay.
You talked a little bit. Did you just have John Hamm as your Jack Jane Spencer?
I had John Hamm counter to Charlize because
Okay.
I thought that would be a good...
Yeah.
Like, I thought it would be a good pairing.
My logic was I kind of wanted to do, like, if we were gender swapping and I had an older detective, I wanted to have a little bit of a younger Jack Spencer. So I intentionally left, not young, but like younger. And he's really only done one thing, and it isn't particularly well regarded because it is very financially successful, but not very well regarded. It just came out. He plays David in the new Lilo and Stitch movie.
Okay.
Who's the boyfriend, Nani's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And like the whole impetus of the character David, he's just a completely devoted himbo. That is the entire character.
Okay.
And for the purposes of this movie, we need a completely devoted himbo. And I thought that it'd be very fun to give him an opportunity. Plus, he's Native Hawaiian, and so like more opportunities for an actor I otherwise would never have heard of, but is playing the character type that I thought we would want for the character.
Okay.
His name is Kaipo Dudoit, and so that's who I thought would be fun.
I haven't seen the new Lilo and Stitch movie.
I'll be honest, neither have I.
Okay.
For many reasons.
Okay. Have you seen him in anything else?
That's like the only thing he's done.
Okay.
That's why I was like, and it was like, who's this attractive young guy who's immediately completely devoted to our Lieutenant Frank Drebin? Like, an argument to be made against Charlize Theron. If we were to go Charlize Theron, we then couldn't go with Kuiper Dudoit because he'd be like, well, obviously it's Charlize Theron, who wouldn't be immediately devoted to Charlize Theron.
Right.
But then if we went with John Hamm, it'd be like, oh, it's John Hamm. I could see it.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that that's a good match if we go with that match.
I think John Hamm does himbo well.
He does.
I also had thought Paul Rudd.
Sure. He also does himbo well.
I think, but Paul Rudd is also so funny.
Yes.
So funny. And it's like, how do you out goober Paul Rudd?
Right.
And yeah, I think like if I had gone a traditional route and had cast this movie with a male lead, Paul Rudd was the first person that I thought of.
And I think that's actually really good.
That was my very first, before I was like, okay, I want to gender swap everything. Paul Rudd was the guy that I thought of first.
I think Paul Rudd works really well in the lead. I don't think he works really well in support. Because he would be so funny that he would overshadow everybody.
I think so too.
Because, like, you watch interviews with him and actress who plays Leslie Knope.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, thank you. And it's just like, and Amy Poehler's kind of even struggling to keep up with him because he's just so dry and comedic and funny. And she is, but, like, you can clearly tell that it's just so casual and natural for him. And and it's casual and natural for her. But, like, there's that little bit of extra effort necessary. But yeah, I don't know. We already know who our bad guy is. We already know our bad guy is Glenn Close.
Glenn Close, which is so good.
My bad guy, this was the last character that I had to cast because this was the one that I had the hardest time with. I ended up going with Antonio Banderas.
Okay.
Partly because he has, in Spy Kids, played the child of Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, funny.
And
okay.
I found that very funny. I was like, well, now it's Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
It's just like a little subtle thing, but like the guy from Mask of Zorro and Spy Kids, and it's Antonio Banderas. Like, that's a very good, like, 1-for-1 while still, like, respecting and appreciating, like, where we came from. But obviously Glenn Close is better. Was Glenn Close who you had originally, or that's who he came to naturally?
No, that's who he came to.
Yeah, who had you originally had?
I had a really hard time with the villain. With casting a villain. Because there was, again, I think with this one there were so many ways for it to go. Usually I, like, pick a lane and I'm, like, able to do that, and this way I'm like, well, I think that it's like finding the right dynamics and what do you want to keep versus what you want to get rid of.
Like, Glenn Close is better. That's who we were going with. But, like, I agree that the villain was the hardest role to cast.
It was really hard. Ricardo Montalban, it kind of could have been anybody.
Kind of.
In that role.
You need it for the way they created the role and for some of the jokes they set up of him being suave and, like, being the guy with everything but who still wants more.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very easy thing to be like, well, who can you cast as a suave billionaire who we're going to, like, think is very cool but also hate?
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah. Like, sure.
And Nicholas is funny.
And again, that's why I'm going to see Superman in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Where he's playing a suave billionaire who we all hate.
That's right. When you said that, I was like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think Glenn Close is better because I think Glenn Close as Glenn Close, so funny, so good.
Yeah, and so, like, refined, and she can be, you know, I think that one of the great things about her is I think that in real life she's, like, pretty approachable.
Yeah.
You know? But I think she's got a good sense of humor.
By all accounts, one of the first people I knew in LA, like, one of my connections to college was a woman who had been Glenn Close's, like, stand-in, and apparently they're, like, to this day still friends.
I have a pitch for the Leslie Nielsen role.
Oh, great. Hit me.
I know, I'm sorry, we keep going backwards. Sharon Stone.
Oh, yeah. Sharon Stone is a really good idea.
Sharon Stone she's beautiful, she can play hard line, and she's funny. And I think that she loves doing comedy. She did that show that Will Arnett hosted, that, it all keeps coming back to Will Arnett, that he hosted that, was it called Murderville?
Okay. Where
the premise of the show, it's on Netflix, the premise of the show is that he is a detective character. He knows what the crime is, and then every episode he has a new partner. Marshawn Lynch has done it. Sharon Stone did it in the most recent season, where, like, they come in and they're themselves, and they have to improvise.
Great. Everything that you've been saying, like, I think Sharon Stone is great. Let's absolutely go with Sharon Stone.
I loved so many of the reasons you chose Robin Wright. I really liked that. I was having a hard time getting over. I'm just like, I can't see her doing the, like,
great
goofy comedy, but I can see Sharon Stone doing it.
Yeah. The one caveat I would say is that I think the obvious joke to do is to make her do the stupid Basic Instinct chair thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that's going to be happening, it has to be happening to her. And then I think she can go on a whole diatribe about how absolutely exploitative it is. And you just give her like 3 to 5 minutes of just being like, and here's why everything is wrong with this. And then you let her get all of that out of her system, and then you continue with the movie.
Yeah.
Or you don't do it.
Yeah.
It's because it's such a stupid, obvious joke that it's not funny.
Yeah. I think maybe we just don't do it.
Great.
But I think now that we have her, I think we can think about himbos a little bit more easily.
Yeah.
And who that would be.
Yes. Do you want to think about that more as we move on to a different character?
Yes.
Okay. So for my Captain Ed Hawken, we have not talked about this character at all. Mm-hmm. But basically this person is the buddy for Lieutenant Frank Drebin, who's there to support him and just like does all the different things. It's just the little like nebbishy kind of guy who's not nebbishy. Nebbishy's the wrong word. But just like the supportive like other cop who's like, yeah, man, he's the greatest. I just wish I was a cop like him when I grow up. You're older than him. And in the remake, it's Paul Walter Hauser, because of course it is. Mm. But I didn't go with that kind of vibe. I went with that kind of vibe and went with a very large man, but who plays very small very well. I went with an actor named Christian Nairn, who, on the name, I'm getting nothing, and I think that's fair. But if I told you that in Game of Thrones he played Hodor...
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like this big guy who's just like, yeah, this detective's just like this huge man who's Game of Thrones, Our Flag Means Death, and who is DJ.
He's great in Our Flag Means Death.
He is. And I just think he's a very, very good performer and actor who I think would absolutely kill it at this role. And we also know he's extremely funny.
That's true.
In a very dry way. Mm-hmm. And he delivered multiple seasons of the show Game of Thrones where his only line was Hodor.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way that wasn't weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Who'd you have?
My initial thought to this, once we switched to Sharon Stone, was Kathy Bates.
Oh, for the assistant?
No.
Oh, for Captain Ed Hawken?
For the captain.
I know, I keep calling the assistant, but Captain Ed Hawken, yes.
For the captain. But I don't hate the idea of getting, like, further away from, you know what I mean? From, like, the actress's, like, age and gender. I don't mind, like, having a counter to that.
Yeah.
You know who else I think would be very funny, potentially, who can do anything, is... Oh, I always forget his name because it's not really a very descript name. Or it's not very unique. He was in Barry. He plays Barry's... Did you watch Barry?
I watched a little bit,
He's in everything.
Not a lot.
He's in Dodgeball. He's in Barry. He's a chameleon. He's in everything. But he's so good in everything. Oh my gosh, somebody's screaming.
Stephen Root?
Stephen Root.
Yeah.
Check out his...
I've cast Stephen Root a bunch of times on the podcast before.
Okay.
So many times, because he's excellent and great in everything he's ever done.
He's so good in everything. But Hodor is interesting. What's his name?
Christian Nairn.
Okay. Yeah, like, I'd like to see him do more things.
Yeah, like, I would say let's give it to him.
Okay.
And then let's talk about our Detective Nordberg. Because I already told you about my logic behind it, but I just intentionally cast someone extremely famous.
Yes.
Because that's kind of the bit.
Okay.
For my version of the character. But you cast a very famous athlete. It's a tribute to the original concept behind...
Yes, I cast an athlete that, to me, is very of the moment.
Absolutely.
And I was also, again, trying to, like, gender diversify.
Sure.
I cast Ilona Maher.
I don't know who that is. Say that name again?
Ilona, Ilona Maher. I might be saying everybody's name wrong on this episode because I usually
only know how to say people's names wrong.
She plays women's rugby. Uh-huh. She was also just on Dancing with the Stars. She's been on Sports Illustrated, the cover of Sports Illustrated, and she's very much for me, I'm like, I buy her as being like a detective and being,
absolutely,
because she's she's got a great sense of humor about herself and about everything. But I thought it'd be like, what are you doing here? And then she'd be gone.
If it was a character who was going to be in the movie throughout the movie, I think that Ilona Maher is the right choice. Mm-hmm. But if we're doing the bit where we immediately knock her into the La Brea tar pits...
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it so much, honestly, as far as like, oh, that's the gag, is like this person is here and then they're like not here. That you're basically like bringing a celebrity and being like, we only need you for 45 minutes. Can you commit to it? Uh-huh. I totally get that. And so I think if we're going along that stunt casting, then I agree. We should find somebody that's a massive star.
Right. That's why I went with Zendaya.
That's very funny.
Of like,
I love that.
it's Zendaya, and you're just like, oh my god, opening shot of the movie is Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like going to investigate this thing, and then all of a sudden all this terrible stuff happens to her, and she falls in the tar pits, and then she's not in the rest of the movie until like the last 30 seconds.
Can I give you... I'm going to counterpitch somebody.
Great.
This is
it Catherine Hahn again?
No, but usually that is on brand for me. No, this is the first person that I thought of when you were initially explaining the function of this character, which is like, big star, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
To me, there's simply no one better to be in a Hollywood action movie and then disappear than Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, in my mind, you promote him in the trailer, you make this look like a Keanu Reeves movie, and then he disappears and isn't there again until the end.
Well, that sold me.
So when you were talking about the reason to do this role, right? To like have this role there, I'm like, to me,
you think he's gonna be doing John Wick stuff the whole movie?
Yeah.
That's great.
You think that it's him, and he's simply, it's like just not even him at all.
Yes, great, amazing. The only other actor I have cast is Mayor Lillian Barker.
Okay.
Did you have any other actor roles?
I had for the mayor.
Do you have the mayor and anyone else? Are there any other?
I'm looking through since we don't have it, Queen Elizabeth anymore. Yeah, no. I think Weird Al stays Weird Al.
Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned that at all. But there's a random moment where it's like everyone's here to see me get off the plane. Like, no man, Weird Al's getting off his plane. To me, I think we do that exact same joke again.
Exactly the same, but I think it hits harder because
of course it does.
Because they're surrounded by other real celebrities.
Yes.
And in the group of real celebrities, like maybe you get a heartthrob guy, like maybe you get Pedro Pascal or someone who is like super hot right now, and people run through him
past him to get to Weird Al. 100%. Fully on board.
So yes, so I need Weird Al to stay.
Yes.
I love, first of all, Nancy Marchand as the mayor.
She was very good.
Delighted to see her.
Fantastic.
The person that I thought could play her is that role would be Margot Martindale.
Yeah. You mean beloved character actress Margot Martindale?
Yes, I do, and I almost said it that way, and I was like, it's all right. Yeah, beloved character actress Margot Martindale, I think, should play the mayor.
Yes, I think she would be incredible.
Yes. Yeah, and I didn't really have a backup for her. I was just like, oh, it's Margot Martindale. I was like, I guess that came right from my gut, so I guess we're going to just go with that. The least disputed for me of all the characters here.
That's fair.
Like, two things. I was like, Margot Martindale is the mayor, and Weird Al is Weird Al.
Absolutely. Fully on board. My mayor was... I wanted a character actress who maybe 10, 20 years ago would have been in contention to play Frank Drebin. Because, like, very serious. I'm not funny at all. I'm just telling you to get the job done. Mm-hmm. But is also absolutely hilarious. Mm-hmm. Potentially one of the funnier characters on Scrubs. I went with Judy Reyes, who is Carla on Scrubs.
Yes, she is very funny.
She was also in recently Turtles All the Way Down. She's in High Potential. Like, she's still acting and performing and everything. Like, I remember... One of the things I remember is I recently moved to LA, and there were posters of her all over town because she was in something called The Slap.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Which... I see these posters, I'm like, oh, that seems so funny. And people are like, Sam, that's a drama.
Really dramatic, yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Then why'd you cast Carla?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, she's great. She would be great as the mayor.
Yeah.
It would be funny to, you could have all kinds of funny things for her.
Yeah, exactly.
I love having a mayor of LA. Yeah, I think she's the one.
Yes. So that brings us back to our Jack Spencer, our himbo. My suggestion is someone who we're not really familiar with, but I'm just like, he just played a himbo. It'd be fun to see him play a himbo again. Mm-hmm. So that's Kaipo Dedoit. Who do we have who could potentially be, who could out himbo him, who's maybe another actor in their 40s? Like, the obvious choice is to make it one of the Hemsworths, but I think that's boring. Because theoretically it needs to be someone who is a publicist, but also like a himbo who is completely devoted to Sharon Stone. And
do we do like... We Clark Kent Superman this guy, right? I think.
And what do you mean?
Meaning, like, he's got, like, glasses.
Like, do you want to make it Cheaty from The Good Place?
Oh, I love him so much. I don't think that it's...
Because I don't think he's a good himbo.
William Jackson Harper.
Thank you.
No, I don't think that he works as a himbo.
He doesn't. But that's what you mean, of, like, glasses, then he takes off his shirt, and you're like, this guy's ripped this whole time?
Yeah. I think kind of like when Hank Azaria did Along Came Polly.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll add it to the list.
But like Hank Azaria is jacked.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of, yeah.
I doubt he is anymore.
But I mean, yeah, maybe not to the extent. But I think like he was in the movie Along Came Polly, and he's also even in like. But if you watch him even in The Birdcage when he's young, he's like, he's got like a good body.
Yeah.
But that type of thing in Along Came Polly, he plays a like scuba instructor who steals Ben Stiller's love interest.
Wow. Okay.
And when they show him, he's super tanned and he's spray tanned. So they probably use body paint on him too.
Sure.
But he's got like abs, and he like picks her up and like carries her into the ocean. And when I saw that, I was like, when did that happen to him?
That's not what Homer Simpson is supposed to look like.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't voice Homer.
No, he voices all the other characters.
Everybody else.
Everyone else.
But yeah, but I do think that
I'm sorry, that's not what a poo is supposed to look like.
Yeah, well, same.
Truly. I know. I did that joke on purpose.
But yeah, I think that type of thing I think would be good for this. Like, we as the audience know that he's
great,
super hot. I don't think it's Hank Azaria, but I do think it's that type of thing. Who fits that bill? Where they're kind of like a befuddled. Yeah. I mean, you know who would be really funny as this role.
Tell me.
John Cena.
Yeah, great. I'm happy to go with John Cena.
John Cena, who just like gets to be silly and goofy and like worship Sharon Stone.
And I believe he would.
And I believe that he would.
I briefly considered John Cena for the Detective Nordberg before I realized that like that's kind of what I wanted to do with the character. Yeah,
I think that John Cena is like a little, but I think he's kind of like John Cena seems to be, who's like, oh yeah, and I'm like learning piano and Russian and or Mandarin and all these things, but
the only reason for us to potentially not go with John Cena is I realized we took my cast, which was very diverse, and now our only diverse character is Judy Reyes as our mayor.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move some things around then.
So
I do want to say that I also came in with a diverse lead.
You did?
I did.
You did. No one said you didn't.
Okay, I just needed to say that, Sam.
John Cena's good, so I think John Cena would be very good, but I think that's an easy one for us to not do. I think we just make our second lead, not John Cena, but someone else who kind of fits that vibe.
Oh, well, I mean, like, hottest man ever would be, it's like, he's not really a himbo, but I think he can play anything, but Idris Elba.
Great. How old is Idris Elba?
He's going to be younger than Sharon Stone.
That's true.
But not a lot. I think he's 49 or 50.
I mean, if we're going to be doing that, I feel like you can go a little bit younger and you can make it like Donald Glover.
That's funny.
Like, Donald Glover is the person who I had to make a rule on the podcast for a little bit that we couldn't just cast Donald Glover, but it's now been like 2 seasons without casting him that like...
But Donald Glover is very funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to be maybe unique in this. I don't find Donald Glover like a sex symbol.
That's fair.
Does he need to be?
No.
This character?
Absolutely not.
You know who's funny? Who is... I know him personally, and I want to go on record that he is also just like he's very funny and a very nice person, but I think is also sexy, which feels weird to say about someone that I know, Stephen Yeun.
Okay.
And I don't think people appreciate how funny he is. I think he's very funny, and I think he can do comedy really well.
I believe that. I'm surprised he hasn't done comedy, actually.
I know him from improv. Comedy.
Really?
That's how, yes.
He was never at Nerdist.
No, he was at...
Making a joke. That's how I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I think Stephen Yeun's a great choice.
He, I think, could do I would love to see him do the thing where he, like, he's wearing glasses and he's, like, at work or whatever, and then, like, a breeze comes along and, like, blows his tie over his shoulder and he has to, like, take his glasses off. And And she sees him and just, like... like scans, like full body scans him,
Yeah.
And I would love to give him a chance to do to be like super adorable, but to do something like really funny.
And also fundamentally, we need to appreciate the comedy of someone who began their acting career at Kalamazoo College in Kalamazoo. Mm-hmm. And that alone is enough to convince me.
Yeah.
But great, let's go with Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our writer and our director.
Okay.
I have separate writer and director. And I realize I might actually end up switching out my director. But do you have separate or do you have a hyphenate?
For me, it's both.
Okay, so you have a hyphenate. So let me tell you about my writer, and then tell me about your hyphenate, and then I'll tell you about who I decide to go with for my director.
Okay.
We brought up this movie already, and I know I've referenced this movie on the podcast this season already, but Bottoms is very, very good.
It is.
And it is the kind of zany comedy where stuff's happening all the time, and where we need something to be a tight script, Bottoms is that kind of extremely funny, tight script. And there's an element to be said where Emma Seligman wrote it with Rachel Sennett. Is that the name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, it's the two of them working together, so, like, and Rachel Sennett was the lead, so, like, there's an element of, like, how much of the writing is Emma Seligman. So I'm open to other ideas, but, like, it was very funny when you brought up Ayo Edebiri. I was like, but one of the funniest movies I've seen in the last couple of years, though.
Yes.
That's who I had as my writer.
Okay.
Who's your hyphenate?
I just did not reinvent the wheel. I went with a Feig co-production. This is a Paul Feig film for me. Yeah. Just the silly and the physicality. One of my all-time, there's a movie that I adore called Spy.
Spy is an incredible movie.
It's an incredible movie, and Jason Statham he's a supporting character, and he gets to just be, like, really funny. But he's, like, so intense and so funny. 100%
the brand name for comedies like this. Like, if you need to make a comedy like this, you go to Paul Feig. Like, that is the name, which is why I did not get him.
That's why I say I know I didn't reinvent the wheel, and I know that I didn't make, like, the most creative choice. Like, I think you were very thoughtful in your selection. I would have loved to have picked a female writer and director. That would have been the good thing to do. I think one of the things about this movie, the Naked Gun movie, I'm like, this needs to be like a big Barbie-esque movie.
Does.
It has to be
especially
big,
if we're going to be
splashy,
getting all
expensive.
The cameos that we want.
Yes, and so silly and ridiculous. So I am open to other solutions. I just couldn't get Feig out of my brain.
Absolutely. Like, I had to dig to not.
Yeah.
I originally had Emma Seligman as my director because she was, like, a writer-director, but, like, I ended up changing my mind. Like, the original director I had for this, I don't know if I'm in love with this idea based on one of the conversations we had earlier. Originally I was like, well, if you need a celebrity-studded cast that's incredibly intricate and well-directed, that's also dry but incredibly funny, oftentimes you also go to Rian Johnson. And so that was who I had as my director. And during the course of this podcast recording, when we were talking about just, like, being able to go back and forth between live action and animation, another really good option is Mike Judge.
Oh, yeah.
So that, because he has so much animation, he has so much live action, and, like, that is what this movie is.
I think the pace, too, of Idiocracy, like, if you look at the pacing of Idiocracy and kind of the way in which those jokes hit, it's not a bad comp.
Right.
Like,
and he's very good at, because, like, Idiocracy is also mostly written by Ethan Coen.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Mike Judge gets writing credit because of how involved he was in it once he became the director.
Yeah.
But, like, I think Mike, like, if we had this written by Emma Seligman and then directed by Mike Judge.
Yeah, I think that's a fun duo.
I think that would work.
Yeah, I like that.
So let's do that.
I think Mike Judge. I also think Lord and Miller would be a good.
Yeah, like
good combination.
Yeah,
but,
like
but it's the same. It's like
the same thing. It's like that's the brand name.
Yeah.
But that is Naked Gun. We have Lieutenant Francine Drebin as Sharon Stone. Jack Spencer will be Stephen Yun. Vincent Ludwig will be Glenn Close. Captain Ed Hawken will be Christian Nairn. Detective Nordberg will be Keanu Reeves. Mayor Lillian Barker will be Judy Reyes. All this will be written... Oh, I'm so sorry. Weird Al will be played by Weird Al. All this will be written by Emma Seligman and then directed by Mike Judge. That is The Naked Gun.
Yay.
You gonna go see this in a couple of days when it comes out?
I would see this version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. This version would make me go, oh, because it's different.
Yes.
Because it's a step away.
Yes.
And I kind of need that step away for this movie, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also like going to theaters. I like to support comedy, which brings us back to the beginning of this conversation, right? So there's a world in which I do go and see the new one too, but something like this would make me more excited. Yeah. I love a new approach.
It won't feel like homework you need to do in order to establish that people care about comedy. It is, oh boy, a thing I'm excited to go see.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. But I think this is pretty satisfying remake.
Thank you. Well, thank you for remaking Naked Gun with me.
Hey, thank you. They said it couldn't be done.
They said it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Look at us now.
Who'd have thought? Not me.
I did. I thought it.
Yeah. So we've reached the end of the podcast. Amanda, thank you once again for being my guest. Especially kind of like last minute like this, where it was like, we have to do this one. Now's the time for plugs. Let people know what you want them to watch or follow on social medias. Whatever you like. This is your time.
Yeah, gosh, it's Amanda Barnes, mostly on Instagram. Please feel free to give me a follow. I've got some TV movies if you're into that. I've written on some half-hour stuff if you're into that, and I work at a production company that does new media comedy, starring a bunch of great people. So if you're into that, we got that too.
Great. It's Amanda Barnes. ITSAMANDABARNES.
Look at that. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. Yeah.
If you're interested in following me, I am on Instagram at Ideal Remake, spelled like the podcast, or I am on BlueSky at Sam Gasch, SAMGASCH. Or we talked about something that would be getting commented on earlier in the episode. I no longer remember what that was, but you can leave those comments on the Dueling Genre Discord, which has a link in the show notes of this episode. But that is the end of our remake of Naked Gun. So, Amanda, I will end this episode the same way I end every episode. What is your favorite quote from the movie Naked Gun?
There are a lot of very funny things in this movie. I like it when he's doing his film noir style voiceover, and he says she had a full set of curves and the kind of legs you'd like to suck on for a day.
That got such a reaction from us when we were watching the movie, because like there were a couple of people who'd never seen this movie before, and they were just like, you saw their brains just like stop for a second and be like, wait.
It's so weird.
It's like
weird. It's like so close to being porny, but it's so ridiculous that it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good joke. It's a good line.
It's a good joke. It makes you kind of... It does that... I love jokes like that that kind of make you stop and go, you want to rewind it and make sure you heard it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Good choice.
Thank you. Thanks for bearing with me.